Italy is a beautiful place and you don't want to be a rude traveler. Let's talk about some common mistakes travelers make when visiting this beautiful country. That way you can avoid them and enjoy your trip to the fullest. Italy is a country rich in history and culture, and it's no wonder millions of people travel and experience the country each year. Delicious food, stunning architecture, beautiful art, and much more to see in Italy. However, there are a few things to keep in mind for a truly authentic and respectful experience. So let's get started. When visiting Italy, it is important to respect the local culture and customs. One of the most important things to keep in mind is that removing your shoes when entering someone's home is a sign of respect. It is also important to watch your voice and avoid speaking loudly in public. Another cultural custom to remember is the siesta. This is the time when many shops close for several hours in the afternoon and people rest and have lunch. It is considered impolite to eat in public places during this time, so it is best to eat in restaurants and cafes. Respecting these cultural practices not only shows that you are aware of the local way of life, but also leaves a positive impression on the people you meet during your travels. When visiting Italy, take off your shoes, be aware of your voice, and be mindful of siesta hours. When it comes to tipping in Italy, it's important to understand local customs to avoid misunderstandings. Unlike some other countries, leaving large amounts of money as a tip is not expected and may even be considered rude. A traditional way to show appreciation for good service in Italy is to round the bill up to the nearest whole number or leave a few coins. This gesture is sufficient and highly appreciated by service staff. Also, be careful in places such as bars and cafes may include a service charge in their bill. So be sure to check before adding additional hints. A small tip of 5 to 10% is common in restaurants, but rounding up is fine. Tipping is a personal choice, and it's important to consider the level of service you received in your budget when deciding how much to leave. Most importantly, show appreciation for good service. Slightly rounding a bill or using a few coins is a common and highly valued way of doing this in Italy. When it comes to dressing in Italy, it is essential to consider the local culture and customs. Taking care of your outfit shows respect for the local way of life and can also improve your overall experience of the country. In Italy, especially when visiting religious sites such as churches, it is important to dress appropriately. Clothing that is too revealing, such as shorts, miniskirts, and low-cut tops, is not acceptable and may be considered disrespectful. To avoid any misunderstanding, you should dress modestly, covering your arms and legs. Additionally, visitors to religious sites may also be required to wear a headscarf, so it's important to research and know the dress code in advance. It should also be noted that Italians take pride in their looks and fashion. While you don't necessarily have to dress up to the latest fashions, trying to look dignified and avoiding overly casual or worn-out clothes can help a lot. Italian style is often characterized by elegant and sophisticated clothing, so it is helpful to incorporate it into your travel wardrobe. By dressing appropriately and respectfully in Italy, you demonstrate your knowledge of local customs and show your appreciation for the country's rich culture and history. So, when visiting Italy, pay attention to your attire and choose clothes that are appropriate for the occasion and place. Remember, dressing appropriately isn't just about following the rules, it's about showing respect for the people and places you meet during your visit. In Italy, eating isn't just about filling the day, but it's also about celebrating food, family, and culture. Traditional Italian food culture is quite different from what you may be familiar with in other countries, and understanding these differences can make your dining experience in Italy even more enjoyable. One of the things to keep in mind when dining in Italy is to avoid asking for ketchup or any other condiments that could be perceived as altering the taste of the food. Italians take pride in the quality of their ingredients and the taste of the dishes speaks for itself. Another aspect of Italian food culture is taking your time and enjoying each dish. Meals are considered an entertaining experience, so rushing is not appreciated. Take the time to savor each dish, chat with your dining buddies, and enjoy the atmosphere. Finally, it's important to respect the local food schedule. Lunch is usually the main meal of the day in Italy, and dinner is often served later than in other countries. Restaurants can close between lunch and dinner, and many locals take a mid-afternoon nap, so plan accordingly. By understanding and respecting traditional Italian food culture, you will not only enjoy a memorable meal, but also appreciate the country's rich heritage. So we discussed some important cultural considerations to keep in mind when visiting Italy. From dress codes to eating habits, respecting the local way of life is the key to an enjoyable and rewarding experience in this country. We hope this video has provided you with useful information and inspired you to visit Italy. If you have any personal experiences or insights you'd like to share, we'd love to hear from you in the comments section below. Your comments and reviews help us create better content for our viewers. See you next time.